Good morning. It is 6:56 a.m. on Tuesday, December 22nd, 2015. I'm Christiana Ellis, and I kind of just got up. This is 5 more minutes. Technically speaking, I spent the last half an hour or so um, reading news and watching videos of the SpaceX launch and experimental landing last night. Uh, Something I had forgot was happening while it was happening, but uh, certainly excited about. If you are unaware, this is the first. So, SpaceX is one of the private space companies that's making their own rockets and so on. And so, they have their rocket known as the Falcon 9, which has been used for a number of missions already for things like bringing supplies to the space station and launching satellites and so on. And that's what they were doing last night. But one of the things that had always kind of been in the plans that they were working up to, but they accomplished for the first time last night, was the first stage booster. Part of the reason that launching stuff into space is so expensive is because you so much of your ship is just one-time use and then it's gone forever and you have to make a whole new one from scratch. Whereas this time, the first stage booster, that main rocket part when it actually launches off the ground, once it separates from the part that has the satellites in it, that part keeps going up to deliver the satellites into orbit. But the first stage actually flips around and burns again to land upright on a landing platform exactly where they want it, so that they basically still have it and they can reuse it. And they've tried it a couple of times and it didn't go so well. And in fact, the last time they launched one of these rockets at all, the whole thing just blew up in midair. So that was obviously not a successful test. But this time, the rocket managed to land, uh, just right. And there's video of it coming in for a landing, and that's just cool. Some of the other companies doing space stuff have done the vertical rocket landings before, but this is the first time that it was a rocket that did more than just go straight up and then straight back down again. This time, this one got up to like 6,000 miles per hour, separated from a stage, actually delivering satellites into orbit, which also completed successfully, and then it had to like turn around. It didn't land exactly in the same location that it took off from, but it landed exactly where they intended for it to land. So that's still obviously the goal. And so that's all very exciting, and it's just like if that, as that technology evolves and becomes more and more dependable, it just makes space travel more and more attainable, which is exciting. Um, so let's see what else. One of the things that was making me happy yesterday is just as more and more of my friends managed to go see Star Wars The Force Awakens, it's just like more and more people sort of joining the party, so that's exciting. Um, Also, last night I finished watching the third part of Childhood's End, and I vaguely recall some aspects of it from when I read the book way back when. And on the whole, I think as a miniseries, it was good. The relationships of some of the main characters with the main alien Corellan was surprisingly emotional. I kind of wasn't expecting the story to go there, um, but it did, and it was aided largely by Charles Dance doing the performance, and it was great. So I liked it, but it's also again kind of like what I said before. It's one of those where I think miniseries is the right size for it. We don't need that story to be any longer than it was. So yeah, the only remaining thing on my DVR to catch up on now is the first two episodes of The Expanse, which I've also heard good things about. But then, over as I'm preparing to take a holiday break, I'm at work today and then tomorrow. But then for the 24th through the following week. I'll be on vacation. And one of the shows that I'd like to catch up on during that time is Star Wars Rebels, which I've heard very good things about. Maybe Star Wars Clone Wars too, because I've seen bits of that, but I've heard people talk, very positively about parts that I have not seen. So I'd kind of like to see some of that too. We'll see. But in any case, that's kind of the plan there. And I also played a little bit of Fallout 4. It was a good evening yesterday. All right, so I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Oh, wait, one last thing. Tonight, and you'll have to look on my various social media feeds for the link, but tonight I'm going to be on a live Google Hangout show um, with, the D&D guys, as in Survivor Talk with D&D. It's another Survivor podcast, and they also have Movie Talk with D&D. And in any case, it's going to be a spoiler-filled discussion of Star Wars: The Force Awakens, a group discussion, and they've invited me to participate. So that's what I'll be doing this evening, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow for 5 more minutes.